pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
President Edward Warner.
Here.
Secretary Treasurer Scott Horowitz.
Here.
Trustee Pell.
Present.
Trustee Stafford.
Yes.
Trustee Welker.
Present.
Thank you, Jess.
Okay, we have a quorum.
We have a quorum, so we're good. I'd like to waive the reading of the correspondence, being all got copies of it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Is there anybody here from the public that would like to approach the board to discuss anything? If not, we would...
Discussions?
Discussions? I'm going to bring that up in the... Yes.
Let me go down this.
Yes. Yeah, go down. Scott, you have some...
Yeah, I just wanted to have a brief communication with the board and just get you up to speed of a couple of meetings that I attended and some things that I've been working on, so that you're on the surface up to speed. I'm not going to go in great depths. Feel free to call me and we can go through that. I did attend a Bayman's meeting last week in Hampton Bays with Assemblyman Fred Thiel, and it was a fantastic meeting. There was a lot of representation from the local Bayman. They are one of the stakeholders that the trustees, obviously represent. And their input is quite valuable. And we worked on having a discussion about some questions that they have about various different aspects of our authority and jurisdiction and how it relates to different topics such as the sanctuaries that we're working on with Dr. Gobler. They wanted to make sure that they had input there so that anything that we craft is going to be successful for everybody. We have formed some sanctuaries in the past that have proven themselves to be working out very, very well. And I think part of the reason why is because there's been substantial stakeholder input, and everybody has contributed, and I think the benefits speak for themselves. It's a great program, but it works best when everybody's involved. The other thing that is important to discuss is that myself and Trustee Warner attended another session of the MECOX management group to try and get things moving on with our MECOX management plan. Now, we're not ready to release all the final details of that because that will be done jointly through the public hearing process. But I think it's important for everybody to know that it was another great session. There was tremendous communication, representation from all involved agencies, so that it was very productive. And I think that the way it looks is that I really would like to start simultaneously be working on the funding of that plan, because I've always said that in order for it to be a successful plan, it required sustainable funding. My view is that it's going to be a three-pronged approach. It's going to involve, obviously, community preservation funds, because it's a terrific component of water quality. It's going to involve, obviously, enterprise revenues of the trustees and also general fund through prior agreements. The trustees have spent last year approximately $71,000, or exactly $71,000 and change, between management of MECOX and Sag Pond for water quality issues. So it is a substantially expensive endeavor, and when you add a management plan on top of it, it's going to get more expensive. So it's a good thing for everybody. It's just you have to look at it reasonably. I think what we should do is to start easing our way into working towards getting that funding source. So I would welcome any and all comments from my fellow trustees in terms of historical uses and any future ideas that you perhaps have that fall under the authority and jurisdiction of the trustees, where we can work together with all the different agencies for an excellent result for the public, the environment, the water quality, and maintaining the structural integrity of the trustees. I think that through sitting as the treasurer and going through all the different, legal conflicts that we have, all the endeavors that we have to clean up water quality, I think it's in our best interest to work with the comptroller on making sure the proper expenses are charged to the proper, revenue source. And I think that works best for the taxpayers. It certainly works best for the trustees. So I would welcome any and all input that you would like to provide so that we can collectively get this thing to work out in the most timely fashion as possible. So I don't want to go too deep, but I did want to, from a matter of communication, make sure that you all understood what I was involved in, and I welcome any of your phone calls, emails, and I'm certainly going to be excited about getting your input. So,
Well, I want to take it a step further on the MECOX management plan. I want to personally thank Marty Shea from the Conservation Board, the Southampton Town Conservation Board. He's taken this on as a goal to accomplish, spent countless hours. Also, the town attorney's office, Kara Back and Jim Burke, they've been working hard, legally representing us and making sure that the management plan is crafted, it looks out in the best interest of the trustees and preserves and protects our, our duties. Also, I want to thank the DEC, Rob Marsh and George Hammereth. They've stepped up and really done a lot of work and given a lot of, input into the plan. Fish and Wildlife, the Department of State, and the Army Corps, and representative from Lee Zeldin's office, Mark Willey. So we had a very large attendance of of all the stakeholders as far as the permitting process. So I'm looking forward to working with the Mary Wilson and the Community Preservation Fund and the CPF 20 and Fred Thiel to making, once this is adopted through the town, process, the trustees and the town board, that we have a funding source that will make the whole project work. It's really important, and I think it's one of the biggest accomplishments that the trustees have done in many years as far as setting up a management plan for MECOX in the whole watershed area. So everybody that took part, I want to thank them.
yeah, I would echo that. And I think that this is a classic example of where you take in the one situation, we can apply that to many other situations throughout the town. And I think by working together, everybody coming honorably to the table, I think we're going to be able to solve a lot of problems for the trustees and for the freeholders of this town. So I'm very excited about this. We're still a long ways off because we're still going to have to go through a joint public hearing process, but I think it's going to be a good exercise. So.
And of that $71,000 that we utilized out of the trustees' budget, that was just to open and drain and to flush out MECOX and SAG. There is other funding that we use as far as our office staff. James Dury, our environmental analyst, he goes down there on a weekly basis. GPS is the cut, does the the salinity and oxygen and pH and water quality every week. So there's a lot that goes on to manage and make sure that the MECOX watershed area is well maintained. So I want to thank him also.
Right down to the plover stewards that have to be
Yes.
there when we're doing an opening, when the plovers are there and they're nesting and foraging around.
And Harry and his guys.
Right, maintenance staff.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
that $71,000 is
Doesn't
only
include
a
that.
part of the
correct.
cost that we bear every year to maintain this MECOX area and the SAG area. So, being that said,
Good things going on at the Board of
yes.
Trustees.
I do have one discussion point I'd like to bring up. I've asked the providers of the fish stocking to give us proposals for 2018. The Cold Spring Harbor Fish Hatcheries and Aquarium have provided us, as has Norman Sewell of Sewell Aquatics, proposals for 2018. I'd like the board members to go over it, review it, and hopefully at our next meeting, we could, basically hire one of these contractors to furnish the fish for 2018, get an early start to it. So could you please look at that and, any questions?
I gave a copy to John.
Okay,
Allison's working on it now to put it out.
okay. Very good. Two very good proposals, so thank you. Is anybody else? I did have a, Kara, should we discuss what we're going to try to do with the building department and working, to try to resolve or make more timely the letters of, completion, inspection?
You can talk about the ideas we have.
Yeah.
Ideas.
Historically, we've used the Bay Constables to do inspections, the final inspections of our permits that we have issued. They do it basically up until Memorial Day. Between Memorial Day and Labor Day, they are busy doing other enforcement issues. So it's been a problem in the office. We've gotten a backlog of these, permits that have, people need them basically looked at and signed off on. So we're reaching out to the building department, Mike Benacasa, for maybe utilizing his department's expertise and maybe somebody in his department to do the inspections for us. And then this way it could be done on a more timely basis. And then when people ask for the letters of completions, we'll have them in files in a quicker way. So,
Well, it's certainly something to consider and think about, and we'd have to obviously get into the financial aspects of
Yep.
that and logistics.
well, I mean, the biggest thing with the Bay Constables is to be able to utilize their time and effort for fisheries enforcement, crabbing and shellfishing in season. They have limited resources and limited time. This will allow them to better utilize that time to protect the assets of the trustees. So, no one else has anything else? I'd like to get started with the permits. Or the agenda. We have a couple public hearings. Public hearing for the construction of a bulkhead at Nautilus Drive, Hampton Bays. I'd like to open that up.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Kara, you and I and James were supposed to meet with the Conservation Board attorney, which we have not had a chance to do yet. I did have a short conversation with Martha today. I'm going to set up a meeting sometime this week to sit down with her and to go over, our questions and concerns. I did talk to the representative for the consultant that was representing him, and he asked if we could adjourn it until the first Monday in March. March 5th.
March 5th.
So I'd like to adjourn the, the hearing until then.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Now I'd like to close, I guess we closed the hearing now, we adjourned it. So our next public hearing is to amend Article 16, marine equipment, boat lifts and hydro hoists. I'd like to open that up. I need a second on that.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Does any of the board members have any questions or concerns? I know there was a couple of site inspections that were done at the proposed area.
I think this area is too small for a fixed lift. I think it's going to get in the way of future boat traffic. If it was a portable, but since it's going to be fixed to the dock, and you got a barge down there, you got some rather sizable boats down there, I don't think it's going to work.
Well, I've been there also. The marina to the south has asked to do a bulkhead redo, and the slips are extremely, they're right on the property line, so putting a boat lift, which is basically a permanent fixture with a boat on it, is going to possibly interfere with a couple of the slips on the north end of their marina. Also, there's a construction barge that has been tied up there time to time, and our property, which is the northwesterly corner of that little creek, is a offload and onload for the trustees, their barge. So by putting more of a permanent fixed structure there, I think it could conflict with more than just one, one property. I think it could interfere with several properties, and I don't think it's an appropriate place to put a fixed, or to change the rules to do a fixed.
I think that there was several letters that were not in favor of this that came because it was discussing the entire creek, and there was a lot of other examples where there would be there would be issues that would be created, so I think the board has to consider that as well.
Any other comment? Do you want to?
Ann went down, you looked at it, right? Any thoughts or no thoughts?
I think it's a really tight area there, and that, as you gentlemen have said, that it's not the best spot for it at all.
Do you want to maintain the status quo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree with you, everyone.
Okay.
You, Bill?
Every now and then. Unless you're a good captain, you're gonna have trouble.
Well, you've owned a marina, so you know what it is like having
too
your
tight.
adjoining property owners when they start to infringe on your
Yeah.
setbacks. It could be problematic. So do you want to close this?
If the board feels they have enough information at this point in time to make a decision, you can close it. You can close it and leave it open for public, for a written comment period. If you choose, it's up to the
It
board.
might be better if we leave it for written comment.
Yeah, I think we'll leave, we'll close the hearing for today, but leave it open for a written comment period, a 14-day written comment period.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, we're going to start the application here. Having trustee resolution 2018-32, application for Stephen and Asha Ting, 82 Little Neck Road, Southampton, New York, Suffolk County Tax Map 900-234-4-15, body of water Fort Pond. We went over this at the work session. It's removal of a bulkhead and a natural shore planting. I recommend its approval. I need a
Second.
Everybody in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Trustee Resolution 2018-33, application of 32 Westway Wash LLC, 32 Westway Drive, Southampton, New York, Suffolk County Tax Map 900-233-2-37. We went over this at the application at the work session. I recommend its approval. I need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Trustee Resolution 2018-34, application of Robert Arcadi, 9 Canoe Place Road, Hampton Bay, Suffolk County Tax Map 900-229-2-10, body of water Shinnecock Canal. We went over this at the work session. I recommend its approval. I need a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Who seconded that?
Billy. Trustee Resolution 2018-35, application of Watergate LLC, 64 Westway Drive, Shinnecock Hills, Suffolk County Tax Map 900-233-1-28, body of water Shinnecock Bay. I recommend its approval. I need a
Second.
second. All in favor? Aye.
You ready for mine?
Yep.
Got trustee resolution 2018-36. It's a renewal of Carl Hiltveit, 23 Leeward Lane, Quogue, New York. I recommend its renewal.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
And then I have 2018-37, Kathleen M. Hogerton Family Trust, 34 Quanatuck Lane. This is for 106 linear feet of smooth-faced bulkhead, no backfill, everything at the existing height, in total compliance with our Blue Book regulations. I recommend its approval.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Trustee Resolution 2018-38 for application for West Hampton Associates, Inc., 580 Dune Road, West Hampton Beach, New York. Body of water is Mauritius Bay, Suffolk County Tax Map 900-392-18-8.2. This is a maintenance dredge situation for an irregular area of 261 cubic yards. It was brought up the other day that, you might have to help with this a little. It was brought up the other day that the dredge spoil could be,
Deposition material, yes.
yes, could be moved perhaps to,
I believe the
Another spot?
consultant is here, Agina.
great.
made.
I also have Ryan King here from the Association of Meets and Property Manager.
Yeah,
Can you just state your names for the record and sign in, please?
Gina Rigdon, DKR Shores.
Ryan King, Island East Management.
yeah, being the material is pretty much clean sand, it would be a good beach nourishment component for, you know, either a trustee road or an area that the town owns. I know I had spoken to James about it, maybe Triton or something like that, where we could transport the material there and just have them dump it and basically put the clean sand on the beach. So it would get, you know, it would cut down on their cost burden as far as, you know, being able to have to get rid of it to a landfill and also give it some public benefit. So it was just a thought. So I don't know if it's something that the board would want to recommend, or is it's, you know, it's-
We were corresponding that via email while we're sitting there.
I mean, I
So he's kind of briefed on the situation we discussed.
I mean, last time that we did this a few years ago,
That's what we
it was
did.
taken down.
Yeah, we
to
can
Hampton
try
Bay
it.
somewhere, Triton.
yes.
So I think I did that.
I mean, it's a no-brainer for us. I mean, if it's a use for you guys.
Yes.
I mean,
Okay, but you did mention that
tried
you
it.
don't plan on doing this particular dredge this year. It's going to be next year?
I will know for sure as of May,
We don't-
when the
okay.
owners
We're
meeting.
not quite
You know,
sure.
it's a condo association, so they got to approve the funding.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantee it'll be done this winter.
Right.
But when it's done, I'd like to, you know, either
Well,
Tyna Beach,
definitely.
which is in bad need of a sand nourishment, or one of our facilities, so, you know, if
Well,
we
so
could
we would
facilitate that, I
contact-
mean,
We'll see where, yeah, where you need it.
probably Tiana parking lot, and we could add it to the berm that the town has facilitated there in the
So you
last
have,
couple of
so you have
Okay.
time to amend whatever DEC permit authorizations that need to be done to
No,
change
it's
the
just,
flow
it's
plan?
just for trucking.
Just
It's
for
just for
trucking.
trucking off-site. We don't have to do anything.
Yeah, so I think we should look into it with, ask Marty if they would be willing to accept that material, which I don't see why not. It's a great public benefit, and we could facilitate that, all right?
Okay.
Right.
So we'll keep you apprised as to when we're doing the project.
Yep.
And then you'll let us know where you want it.
Okay?
Yes.
All right.
Does it change any of the permitting fees or anything, as there's a public benefit or anything, or is it just?
We're just trying to get rid of them.
Okay,
It'll just go into the resolution that it's going to go to a beach renourishment project,
Yes.
okay,
somewhere on town property.
Okay.
That's all.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
Okay?
all right.
So now we got the underlying resolution.
So we may need to get DEC approval, right?
I think there's
We'll-
a DEC permit for
We'll
restoration.
check. We'll
but,
check, and
yeah.
if that's the case,
If
this
it's-
way we're in compliance, because I understand just for trucking, but deposited at a DEC-approved location, so we just need to make sure
If it's
that it's an approved
in a
location and
wetland,
it's
if it's in
okay.
if it's in a tidal wetlands, it should be good to go.
Right, so we'll just make sure that
Yep.
we don't have any.
Yeah, we'll do that in
additional
our
headaches.
office.
Okay.
Yes.
we'll do
Well,
that.
we forwarded the sediment sampling results, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, as long as they,
It's still shouldered, it's still, it's sand.
yeah,
Yeah.
we
Pretty
just
clean,
want
yeah.
to, just want to follow protocol.
Yes.
Okay,
That's all.
Right.
whatever you say. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
I
you.
think that's it for me here.
So the underlying, the resolution, you're putting it for, I'll second it. And everybody in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I've got an application on LLC 74 Point Mecox, Bridgehampton, New York, Suffolk County Tax Map 900-134-1-41.2, body of water, Sam's Creek. This is a proposal to hand cut the grasses back. It's good, it's a good project, we talked about it at work session. I'll see it go forward.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
I have another one, modification permit, 361 Dune Road, Bridgehampton, Suffolk County Tax Map 900-179-2-21.1, body of water, Atlantic Ocean. This is the one that she removed the dune restoration. They're doing the dune, they want to do the walkway, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and they moved the walkway back to the original dune.
Correct. Yeah, she decreased the walk from 146 feet to 87.5. We discussed this at work session too. I'd like to see this go forward.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Trustee Resolution 2018-41, warrant number 4 of 2018 for the trustees for the sum of $28,300 $380.83.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Trustee Resolution 2018-42. Notice of public hearing to amend Article 7 of the Rules and Regulations of the Management of Products of the Waters of the Town of Southampton, amending the location which the pier line shall be measured in Burnett's Cove. I need a second on that.
Second.
And we're setting that for March 5th,
March 5th,
2018.
2018. Yep. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Trustee Resolution 2018-43, purchase of a fleet management service. Need a second on that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that is-
That's our ARI contracting management services to keep us in compliance with the procurement procedures.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, that's it. Does anybody else have?
I just have one thing.
Sure.
Steve Abramson, the other day from Mill Pond Association, how do we discuss moving forward with a letter to the town board saying that we are, who does that, or?
Yeah, I do have a meeting scheduled with our liaison to the town board, Julie Lofstead, as I had advised. So I'm waiting to, have that meeting so we can figure out what exactly the details are, so that if we do craft a letter
In support
in
or?
support of it, we'll know what the details are. So pending, obviously, that meeting, which is scheduled for Wednesday, just to make sure we're all on the same page.
Okay,
Okay, so after that, then we'll go to the next step.
okay.
Yeah, I don't think all the town board members have been brought up to speed on the conversation that we had, so it's Scott's going to bring them up to speed, explain what they're looking to do and the services they're, looking to have provided, and get the support of the town board if we're willing to do the project on our property.
Right, so we're going to work through our liaison, which is Julie, so
Okay,
that's where we're at.
okay.
All right?
Okay. No, does anybody else have anything else? If not, I'd like to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.